She used to text first. She used to laugh at your jokes. Now her replies are shorter, her energy colder, her smile more distant. You tell yourself she's just tired, just busy, just stressed. But a quiet voice inside you says something's changed. Most men feel this shift and start chasing clarity. They call more, text more, explain themselves more, trying to fix something that isn't theirs to fix. But here's what few men understand. When a woman loses interest, she rarely says it directly. Instead, she tests your awareness, your patience, and your emotional control. And if you fail those tests, you confirm her loss of respect. Today, you'll learn to recognize the 7 subtle signs that she's losing interest. And more importantly, how to respond with calm, strength, and self-respect. Because a stoic man doesn't beg for connection. He embodies value and lets actions speak louder than emotion. Want to know what really happened and why? Let's go to part 2. Mark was 34. Smart, decent-looking, and stable. He wasn't perfect, but he cared deeply. When he met Elena, things clicked instantly. She was warm, curious, and couldn't stop laughing at his dry humor. For months, they were inseparable. But then something shifted. Her tone softened, but her effort faded. She replied hours later instead of minutes. She said she missed him, but her actions said otherwise. He felt it, but ignored it. Instead of stepping back, he tried harder. He planned surprise dates. He texted good morning every day. He asked, "Did I do something wrong?" The more effort he put in, the less interest she showed. The warmth that once drew him in now felt like a wall he couldn't climb. One night, over dinner, she sighed and said, "You're a great guy, Mark. But something feels different. I don't know if it's me or us." That's how it ends for most men. Not with betrayal, but with slow emotional drift. After she left, Mark replayed every moment. Was it something he said? Did he get boring? Did she meet someone else? He didn't realize that he had failed the quiet tests that reveal a woman's true interest. She didn't leave because he wasn't enough. She left because he stopped being grounded. So where did he go wrong? Let's break it down in part 3. Mark's mistake wasn't caring. It was reacting. He confused emotional urgency with connection, tried to repair attraction through effort instead of presence. Women rarely fall out of love overnight. They simply stop feeling safe in your energy, and when that safety fades, interest follows. Here are the 7 behaviors women show when they're losing interest, and how a stoic man responds. Emotional withdrawal. She stops initiating. Her tone turns neutral, and she seems mentally elsewhere. Most men panic. A stoic man doesn't. He notices the distance but doesn't chase it. He lets space reveal truth. If she values you, she'll re-engage. If she doesn't, her silence speaks louder than words. The comparison game. Suddenly, she talks about other men, casually mentioning coworkers, old friends, or guys who just get it. This isn't about them. It's about your reaction. The insecure man becomes jealous or defensive. The stoic man stays composed. He smiles, changes the subject, and keeps his power. Because nothing kills attraction faster than insecurity. Reduced physical affection. The kisses feel mechanical, the touch less frequent. You can't demand warmth. It's either there or it's not. The stoic doesn't beg or guilt her. He respects the shift and maintains dignity. That calmness, ironically, often reignites her interest, because women are drawn to emotional control. The blame shift, she accuses you of being too serious, too distant, or not fun anymore. This may be projection, her own fading emotions mirrored onto you. A reactive man defends himself endlessly. A stoic man listens once, decides if there's truth, and moves forward. He doesn't explain his worth, he lives it. Hot and cold behavior one day. She's affectionate. The next day, cold. That inconsistency hooks many men into confusion loops. But emotional volatility isn't affection. It's instability. A stoic man stays level. He mirrors stability, not mood swings. His calm reveals who's in control of their emotions and who's not. Subtle disrespect, playful teasing becomes sharper. Private jokes turn into digs. It's not always intentional, but it's still a test. A stoic man doesn't laugh it off endlessly. He addresses it directly and calmly. That sounded disrespectful. Don't do that again. Boundaries keep respect alive. The vanishing act. She disappears for days, then returns as if nothing happened. A reactive man scolds or forgives immediately. A stoic man does neither. He stays silent. When she resurfaces, he doesn't rush to reconnect. He lets her feel the cost of disappearing. These aren't games in the childish sense. They're often unconscious behaviors triggered by emotional disconnection. The stoic response is not manipulation. It's awareness. You don't control her actions. You master your reactions. Mark finally understood this months later. He stopped over-texting. He stopped seeking reassurance. He stopped chasing affection. He began journaling, training, and focusing on what he could control. His purpose. And when Elena eventually reached out with, "Hey, stranger," he smiled, closed the message, and went back to his workout. He wasn't being cold. He was being centered. He'd learned that her interest wasn't his validation. His composure was. But even with this mindset, there are traps that can destroy your progress. Let's explore them in part 4. The first mistake. Trying to win her back through effort. You can't perform your way into someone's heart. Attraction isn't logical, it's energetic. When you chase harder as she pulls away, you show emotional dependence, and dependence kills desire. The second mistake. Playing reverse mind games. Some men, after learning about detachment, swing the other way. They ignore her intentionally, act distant, or pretend not to care. That's not stoicism. It's insecurity hiding behind control. Real calm doesn't need an audience. The third mistake. Seeking closure from her. You don't need her explanation to move on. If she's losing interest, that is your answer. Chasing why keeps you stuck in the past. Closure comes when you decide that your peace matters more than her reasons. The smarter move? Observe, reflect, rebuild. Shift from reaction to reflection, from confusion to clarity, from external validation to internal balance. When you stop arguing with reality, you start mastering it. Now that you know what not to do, let's bring it all together in part 5. Mark eventually realized that losing her wasn't the tragedy he thought it was. It was a mirror. Mirror showing where he'd lost himself once. He stopped fighting her distance. He saw the opportunity hidden in it, the chance to become grounded, aware, and unshakable. A woman's fading interest doesn't mean you've failed. It means the emotional balance has shifted. And when that happens, your job isn't to fight for control. It's to return to your center. So here's your challenge. For the next week, every time you feel triggered to over-explain, over-text, or overreact, pause. Take a slow breath. Ask yourself, am I acting from insecurity or from strength? That question alone will change how you show up in every relationship. Isn't loud. It's quiet awareness. It's not needing to prove yourself. Because your worth isn't up for debate. If this message helped you understand how to respond with calm and clarity when she starts pulling away, make sure to subscribe, like, and share it with another man who needs to hear this. Because emotional control isn't about pretending not to care. It's about caring without losing yourself. You're not the result of your past mistakes. You're the man who chooses what happens next.